get through these real quick. I will feel sorry for this guy because the fact that all of this was said right in front of him, but it's Jim Jordan, so I have no sympathy for him. Here's Jim Jordan and the committee being compared to the Cleveland Browns.
But I have to say, and I think Chairman Jorden will appreciate this, this is getting a little embarrassing. And it feels a little bit like the 2017 Cleveland Browns. How many games they won in 2017? 0. They were 0-16. So they'd suit up every game, they'd say the pledge, they'd take the field, and everyone was really rooting for them because they were told as fans that they're going to win. They kept losing, and they kept losing, and they kept losing. And so I'm embarrassed for Chairman Jorden because we were promised that the crime of the century was coming from John Durham, and then we learned that John Durham took 2 cases to trial and he lost both of them. Then we were promised that Hunter Biden was going to go down for fraud, money laundering, all this salacious stuff. Then we learned that the Trump-appointed attorney, where half the investigation was conducted under the Trump administration, indicted Hunter Biden for failure to pay taxes that he ultimately ended up paying. The Weaponization Committee, I don't know if you remember them. We haven't had a hearing in over a month from them. Again, has failed to prove anything other than that it's just a obstruction of justice effort on behalf of Donald Trump. So Chairman Jordan's committee is starting to look like the Cleveland Browns. And it's just goose egg after goose egg.
Being
Better
too nice.
if he had said the Washington Generals, but I get where he was going.
But I get the point that it's just, you put a committee together. You try to be like the January 6th committee.
Have your stuff in order, but
That's what you try to do, Jim Jordan. You try to be like the January 6th committee. You try to get prime time numbers, and nobody was watching. And it failed. And it failed because you didn't come in good faith. The only thing this committee that Jim Jordan put together was basically a deflection. And I've said this before on this show. Again, I have receipts. You constantly keep saying about Hunter Biden and the laptop and everything else without I ain't gonna say realizing. You realize, you just try to pretend that it didn't happen because that's what you do. Understanding that the story ended with Tucker Carlson's acquaintance had the laptop. Remember? He has the laptop. He downloaded the information on the thumbnail. He sent it to Tucker Carlson. And somehow it got lost. Through who? Nobody knows because Tucker Carlson wouldn't say anything. So fine. The information on the thumbnail is lost. But guess what? Tucker Carlson's associate still has the laptop. Just turn it over if that's the case.
I'll do you one better, brother. And this is one of the things, with the laptop thing, at the foundation of it all, Hunter Biden was a private citizen and his laptop was stolen. So at that point, everything becomes moot.
Well, not really. That's not the story that they said. They didn't say that this laptop was stolen.
It was stolen. He took it to a computer shop and it was stolen out of the computer shop.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're right. You're right.
So it's like,
you're right. It was stolen out of a pawn shop from a blind guy who couldn't see that it was Hunter Biden. But all of a sudden,
and then you held on to it to the point no one can do a forensic analysis on it. So you don't know what was added to it, taken from it, and played with or not played with. So the whole thing was a red herring. But we're fed it on this like constant barrage so that you're like, well, maybe there is something to it because you keep hearing about it, you know, and it's just wrong. Just the
And it's
same
not.
deflection they do. Well, not the same, but it's like when they do. Trump does whatever he does, no matter what he does, and what do they always go? Well, Hillary and her email. Like that had nothing to do with what you did. Like you did this thing here. In fact, while you were president, your daughter got busted for having a server at their house. So, bruh, you know, but
The
we just
rules
keep
don't
kind of
apply to him.
And,
They
that, and, that,
only for
and this
no, they
everybody
don't.
else.
about that argument is this is what gets me. I would even listen to them. I would listen to them if you was human enough to say, to even go back to the same argument of, yeah, they did this, but he did this, but she did this. You don't even use that argument anymore. You go look at what Hillary did, bruh. Again, for the people who's on the fence, I'm trying to be more realistic with you. Okay, I'm trying to get you away from that toxic world. All of what Trump did with the documents in the box would have been swept under the rug. Promise you, would have been swept under the rug. Nothing would have came from this if he'd have just turned it in.
Yeah, they just gave it back wouldn't have been the case.
America that
But
we live in. Give us the box back, and we will promise
They gave him
never
8,500
held this
chances. He didn't.
conversation before.
Yeah.
But
that's like I was
Trump
saying
couldn't
back
even do
when,
that.
not because of his ego, but I was saying back when all this was going down, I was like, hey, somebody needs to go knock on Obama's door, right? Because it's a problem with Washington that they get to take stuff. The problem, though, as far as the legal side of it, like they need to fix that, right? They need to fix whatever is allowing senior members of the government to take things out of
Yep.
the skiff that they ain't supposed to have, right? Because apparently this is not based on Trump. Well, this is different. Trump took truckloads of shit, but it's not just him, right? It's Pence, it's Biden, which means it's probably Schumer and McConnell, and you know what I'm saying? Like they, all of them did stuff. If they senior, they had access.
I mean, you had a
They need to
army
fix that,
sergeant selling secrets. I'm like, y'all gonna let some 23-year-old
right?
in there like that? Y'all don't do
So
no kind of
there's a
security
problem.
check? Like
There's a
nothing?
problem with their security process.
Yeah, I mean,
Where
not
Trump
to,
messed up, yeah,
he
where
just
Trump messed up, he didn't give it back,
And what,
right?
and
and what,
they
and what
like
gets
how
me on
many
the funny thing
billion
about it
chances did
is,
they give him? Just give it back and we won't say nothing. Nope, I'm gonna just
yeah.
hide it in my house.
And
Nope, I'm gonna
what
put it in
gets
the
me on the
bathroom.
defense of Trump is, well, Trump is just showing you the vulnerability of the situation.
No,
And that
Hillary's
wasn't his
Okay,
purpose.
emails.
that's great. Let me explain to you how silly that situation
They
is.
don't care, Marlon. They don't
I
care.
understand. I'm talking to the people that's on the fence, Tracy. I'm talking to the people that's on the fence. Let me show you how crazy that argument is. That's the equivalent of saying somebody broke into your house because of the vulnerability of your door. Does that mean they don't get arrested and convicted because
Yeah,
there
I
was a
happen to leave my.
vulnerability to rob your house because your door wasn't as
It's
secure
my
as you
fault
thought
my
it was?
house is broken into by leaving the door open. Stupid
Here's the
me
funny
moving
thing.
stuff in there.
I haven't done this because I just don't have the energy for it. But next time I have an interaction with a Trumpster or a Trump supporter, I'm gonna actually try to do this.
Have fun with that.
Should Trump go to jail or be prosecuted for the things that he stands accused of? Their answer is going to be no. Then I'm going to say, if Biden was charged with the exact same things, would you want him to be prosecuted?
And of
And
course,
then just make them lie to me. Just make them lie to me because they're going to lie. Just go ahead and lie to me. You want Biden to be impeached because of how he exited Afghanistan, even though Trump initiated the plan for Afghanistan.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
if
They have
it's
a reason?
yeah, that's their reason. So
Oh,
if you want to get rid
I
of
never had a
Biden,
I thought
reason.
it was about Hunter Biden's laptops. That's
I
what I
never
thought.
no,
it's about
I never
the
got
one
that. All I got was they wanted to impeach Biden, but they never gave the reason
Because
why they
all I
wanted to
the
impeach
remember about
Biden.
clearest one I have is because of Afghanistan.
because the
Oh,
last thing I
I
remember
never
was
got that.
Marjorie Taylor Greene called Lauren Boebert a little B because she was going to do it for, and they was arguing about who was going to do it first.
Right. And
I
they've been
never
wanting
got
to
no
impeach
reason
Biden
why they
since the
wanted to
moment they
impeach. They
got
just
sworn
said
in.
they wanted to impeach. They never gave a reason why they wanted to
I
impeach.
thought it was really Hunter Biden's laptop. I really did.
I thought this was
Well, now
another
now
version of
they don't have enough to pin them on that. So really, it doesn't matter anyway. They just want to have the show, right? And they're going to try to do an impeachment trial next year, guaranteed, because there's going to be so much media attention on Trump that they have to do another show. So they're going to try to run a Biden impeachment opposite Trump going down the line of a prosecution. Guarantee you they're going to do it. But my thing is like, if that's what you say Biden is bad for, the Biden crime family, right? This guy is so genius. Matter of fact, you kind of be impressed. They're basically saying that Democrats are geniuses because
Yeah, and I don't
they went
believe that
after
for
Hillary
10
Clinton.
seconds.
I agree. But they went after Hillary and they said the reason we couldn't get her is because they just had it wrapped up too tight. It was the deep state, right? They went after Obama. Same excuse. Now they're going after Biden. Same excuse. So how is it that you can not figure out what these people you think are so dumb have done? I mean, you saying Biden is drooling on himself and yet he's the head of a crime family? Meanwhile, we have a real head of a crime family where almost everybody in his administration has pled guilty.
Or has said they won't vote for him in the next
I
election.
got one better, Thiz. I got one better. Because I heard this earlier and I was like, yep. How is Biden so senile that he's the head of the most
because it's not him running it, it's the people
American
around him.
history?
They'll answer that quick. They'll say he's senile, but they won't say. They'll say it's just the people that surround him that are really running things.
The deep state.
Yeah, or they'll say Kamala, although.
Whatever.
Then get this. That's the other thing. So you're not going to ever get them to come clean. Like Tracy said, they don't care.